What is a callback, Adam? A callback is when you reference a past episode. Here's an example. If you missed episode 27, we talked about podcast monetization mistakes. Go and check this one out after you listen to this. That's just an example. You don't actually have to go to episode 27. I just made this up on the off the cuff real fast. But as an example, it's like, hey, when you're done listening to this, go back to this one because you're going to get this value. And that gets people excited. And especially if it's on a similar thing. Hey, I'm already talking about monetizing your podcast. If you go back to this other episode, I talked about these other parts of monetizing a podcast. By listening to both of them, you'll have all of the pieces you need. I'll put that in the show notes. So that's an example. Another thing is wondering to yourself, why does this work? Why is this valuable? Well, it makes the listener binge. The more that they binge, the more Spotify and Apple will think this show must be good, and they start to recommend it to others. This turns your old episodes also into assets and not just a graveyard. And if you feel like you've wasted the best content because nobody heard it, callbacks are a good way to instantly fix that. What is a call forward? A call forward is very similar to call back, except I'm talking about a future episode. A call forward is when you mention upcoming episodes to build anticipation. For example, next week, I'm bringing on a guest who landed $30,000 sponsorship for his very first year. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. It's an example of a future episode. Let's just say you're recording episode 100 right now, and episode 101 is going to be this amazing thing. Why does it work? It makes people look forward to what's next. It keeps them subscribed and it keeps them thinking, I'm going to be loyal. And how does this help your perfect avatar? Well, it helps to create consistent listeners instead of just random drive-bys. It's how you train people to become your super fans. So, why it works for real growth? Now, letter A. So it's ABC here. A, it triggers algorithms. More binging, better ranking and recommendations. B, it increases the trust that you have with your listener and with the podcast playing platform. So referencing past or future episodes makes you look like you are organized and intentional. And letter C, it boosts your total lifetime downloads. Every listener that you hook onto that content web, call it, listens to more episodes than they otherwise would. So if you start finding ways of doing more callbacks and call forwards, or a series like I did with Meetup, episode 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, calling back, calling forward, and keeping them short, you're more likely to trigger those algorithms. Here's some pro tips, real examples and tactics. Always say the exact episode number when you do a callback. What does that take? A little bit of effort, a little bit of time, a little bit of attention. It takes you an extra 10 seconds before you push record. So pro tip number 1, just make sure you're saying the actual episode number. Look it up. Take the time. Second is you always put the link into your show notes. So you just let the listener know, hey, that link is down in the show notes. Scroll down and click. Makes it easier for them. It makes it more likely that they're actually going to do it. You don't want to make your listener have to just scroll through hundreds or thousands of episodes in order to just find one, which makes another thing that is very important. You need the episode numbers as part of the episode title. The episode number should be part of the episode title. That way, the listener can actually find it. But add on top of that, making sure that you have the actual link in the show notes makes it far easier for them to get to it. Next is you want to combine, if possible, another super tactic is combine, or in the same episode, have a callback and a call forward whenever possible, if you're able to do that. Use phrases like this. If you loved this, you'll want to go back to this. Or next week, if you loved this, next week, we're going to go a deep dive into this. So you might want to plan, a mini series, 3 to 5 episodes, and keep most of the episodes as short and concise as you can. Next is, what is the benefit to the avatar here? This works even if you have zero marketing budget. That's a benefit. It's just pure content strategy. And it puts you ahead of 90% of other podcasters who are treating their show like a pile of isolated episodes. It's not like that. You want your person to listen to multiple episodes at the same time.